targeting these bluefin out here suspended on mini hake, the 2-ounce epoxy jig is a nice way to work the mid and upper water column with a light fluttering presentation. These fish are incredibly finicky. We tried a lot of presentations. The light fluttering action right here on the epoxy, falling down, was able to get bit, get us a nice fish today. I'm going to show you how we jig that fish up. It's a relatively shallow fishery here. We're in about 90 feet and we are marking fish from 30 to 50 feet down. So the epoxy jig does have a slow sink rate. So you're going to cast it out and let it sink about 15-20 seconds. And that's going to get it down about 60 feet or so. To work the epoxy jig, you're going to give it a couple sharp snaps and then work the drift. You're going to let that slack line go. The jig's falling on the flutter, it's kicking on its side. It has a nice slow sink rate, great for staying honed in on that strike zone where the fish are holding. Pop it a couple times, drop it back down. You can see we're on a drift here. It's not too fast, but I'm going to let out 10-15 feet of line, kind of fishing the swing back here. Pop, 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 lift it up. You can also use this slow lift, drop it back down. This is just going to give it a nice long flutter, slow jigging. It's an easier way to do it. It's not super aggressive like a speed jig. So that twitching retrieve with the 2-ounce epoxy jig is ideal for water conditions like we have today. Slow drift, suspended fish on micro baits. I'll show you how we had this rigged up. So we're pairing the epoxy jig with the 7.0 assist hook. It's the right size to match with the tuna we're catching. Gives you a solid hookup and also gives you a solid connection to the fish right from your leader. Just put the epoxy jig on a solid ring and then just use a heavy duty split ring to attach it. You've got a solid connection from your rod to the fish, and it's a perfect way to present those smaller epoxy jigs suspended up here in the mid-water column. Well, Rob, we came and we did it.
Oh, we did it. We scored.
New Jersey Ghost bluefin here off the coast. Incredibly finicky fish.
It's fish of a lifetime here. They're on a little baby hake, about a ½ inch long. Seen them busting on the surface, pushing, and tried a bunch of different lures, struggled to get bit, and then finally tied on this epoxy and got her done.
Yeah, it's just incredible. I mean, we saw some surface breaks, but the fish were pushing. Nothing real, you know, super aggressive, but finally marked a good pot of bait down about 40 feet and some fish underneath it. Dropped the epoxy and slow jigging it. Finally hooked up, beautiful fish. You know, we get a lot of calls about people trying to target these ghosts here off the coast, and the epoxy jig, when they're, you know, sipping on the surface, they're not really showing, gives you a nice slow mid-water column presentation that can get beautiful results like this.
Beautiful fish.
Well, Rob, I appreciate inviting us up and getting out. You know, it was a last-minute trip. We got into some incredible bass action, and we got the tuna done.
Hell of a way to end the trip.
Amazing.
Hell of a way to end the trip.
Excellent. Well, I appreciate the hospitality, and anybody looking to do it, give Rob a call. Get you on one of these ghosts.